Our last speaker is indeed last year's PAA president, Barbara Entwisle. She is Keenan Professor of Sociology at UNC Chapel Hill and Director of the Carolina Population Center. She has been involved in a wide range of research, contextualizing demographic behavior and, as Linda just mentioned, importantly, in population-environment interactions.
It's perhaps worth saying what is PAA, that we are a scientific and professional organization, that we have a mission which is to promote and disseminate research on population issues. What is it that we do? I think it might be useful to actually make a list of what we do. The annual meeting is a lot of what we do, and we have a publication, demography. We have public and government affairs. The biggest thing we do is the annual meeting. And the fact that we bring together both international and interdisciplinary audiences, and it's a wonderful exchange of ideas. I spend a lot of time at my university trying to figure out what population research is and what it's not. It's got very vague kinds of boundaries, but one way you might go about figuring out the answer to that question is to look at the thematic areas of the PAA meetings. So we have fertility and family planning, marriage, family and households, children and youth, health and mortality, race, ethnicity, gender, migration and urbanization, economy, labor force and education, population and aging, population and development, data and methods, applied demography, and something called other. So I wondered to myself, has it changed? And this particular information was only available to me back to 2002, but I thought, okay, maybe 6 years is enough to see some kind of change. So is that the structure is set. So I had to think about, in thinking about the future and trying to make a prediction about the way things would be, say, 12 years from now. I had to think about whether there might be a change in the basic structure and how we would accomplish that. I'm not sure. But I think that there are a set of policy concerns. They come from many places. I want to say just a little bit about some of the demographic trends that might be giving us some concern, but clearly there are other things, global warming and all kinds of other issues that go beyond straight demographic trends that might be leading us in particular directions. I think, funding plays a role in the research that gets developed, and we'd be naive not to acknowledge that. I think there's scientific developments. As you'll see, I see these as technical at this point. It's not to say that theory isn't important, but we are so many different disciplines, it's hard to really nail down what that would look like. In terms of scientific developments, I think we have new sources of data. Demographers love data. There's some new opportunities out there that I just know that people are going to have a lot of fun with, and one is lots and lots of surveys are collecting biospecimens. Another thing that's going on is everything's being spatially referenced to inspire a lot of work on population mobility, population movement, new understandings of social context and the like. We have new tools, GIS, spatial analysis. So here's my show. We'll still have fertility and family planning, but it will be called fertility and reproductive health. As we've already heard, the focus has not been so much on family planning. And I have family and households. I mean, there's a lot of interest in the increasing complexity of family life and the increasing sort of detachment of family from household. The old coincidence that we took for granted for years just clearly. I think a lot of the interest will be, that used to be in population and development. It's really about interventions, evaluation, policy, as a collection of things. So that's my prediction. But what about the PAA itself? Here, I think we have a lot of choices to make. One is about our overall size. I think this issue of disciplinary coverage is going to be a challenge for us. I welcome other disciplines. We have, many of you know, I've embraced the discipline of geography as well as lots of other disciplines. But as we incorporate health, that is a very, very, very large set of interests. And we do risk, as we do that, losing our identity. It does, all of these diversities mean that we need to pay attention to how we pass on our culture about who we are and how it is that we go about things. So there's some generational transition issues that I think that the association needs to attend to. We need to understand sort of where we were and how we see this identity, the importance of things that we take for granted, like coming to going. So I think we as an association have some important choices to make about where we want to go. And I think you'll be hearing calls from the board and from others to have input in how you want to see the association in the future. Thank you.